We have had one delegate withdraw, so we have one delegate remaining this afternoon, and it's Alec. So if Alec is here, come on up. Welcome to the podium. Thanks so much for coming to share your thoughts today, and the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I know this could be a testy issue, and my intention is not to do that at all, but I just want to lay out some basic facts and things that I have a concern with and a lot of people that I've talked with over the last week or so. Before I start, I'd like to be able to quote from a French philosopher, Voltaire. It says, in general, the art of government consists of taking as much money from one class of citizens to give to another. On this date 4 years ago, city councillors were making $41,412 on this date 4 years ago. Today, 4 years later, we're having a discussion about raising the salary to $70,218. That's an increase of 4 years of 69.56%, roughly 70% wage increase in 4 years' time. That's a little bit of a concern. The other thing as well is that regarding as far as today is that 4 years ago, we had the same kind of discussion about a 25% raise. And the argument of that is, well, other municipalities have increased their salaries, and so we need to be able to increase ours in order to keep up and be compatible with other municipalities. So what ended up happening, other municipalities raised their raises 4 years ago, said, okay, well, we have to increase ours by 25% so that we're compatible and that we're providing fair equity as far as to our councillors. Sounds good, but now we're in the same position 4 years later, is that those same municipalities, now that we had caught up to them, they're saying, hey, Guelph is basically caught up to us. We're a bigger municipality, whatever. We're going to increase our salaries. So now we're playing the game again that, okay, we need to catch up. So this time it's 33%. It's a game of cat and mouse. And the concerns that I have are basically twofold. As first of all, it seems to be the mentality of having to keep up with other municipalities. Not based on the work, not based on how much time, because I know that with the reports and everything coming in, that councillors, again, the two that I've talked with anyway, and just even myself going through a lot of the reports, is that you are putting in more time. Previously, it might have been 12, 20 hours a week. Now, for some, it's going between 20, 25. Sometimes it's more than that, sometimes it's less than that, but you're putting in more hours, and you should be compensated for that. But the concern that I have, again, is in 4 years' time, from 2022 on this date to today, discussing the pay raises, it's roughly 70% increase. Now, the second thing that I would like to say about that is that a couple of different people have suggested, okay, you're not voting for yourselves. You're voting for the future council. Okay, that sounds good, but the only concerns I have with that is who is going to be the future council? We don't know. How do we know that their track record is going to be good, that they're going to be most beneficial for our city? We don't know. What's their attendance record? We don't know. But you're voting a 30% increase for a future council that we don't know the track record. Usually when you hire somebody, you're going to give them a raise. It's based on their merit, on their performance. All these different factors come into it. But we have this mentality right now that we're giving a 30% raise to a future group of people that have no possible track record or anything. That's a concern. Now, just the other couple of things as well in closing is the fact that, we've had rising property taxes. Food banks are increasing at an enormous amount. We had store closures. We have a lot of layoffs that are happening now across the city. We've had, you guys struggling with the budget and telling different departments they need to make some cuts or tighten their belts, but you yourselves, that's not happening. Just a couple of other things as well is the fact that in closing is that the residents is that, they're concerned about what's happening in today's economy. And you're telling them they need to pay more. they need to tighten their belts. But the suggestion I would like to make to you guys is that, okay, lead by example. If you guys are able to lead by example, tighten your belts in even this matter, this would have a huge impact and it would send a positive message, coming this time.
Thanks. Perfect timing, right on the dot. Any questions for the delegate? Councillor Busuttil.
Thank you, and through you, Chair Caron, to Mr. Purves. Mr. Purves, thanks for your delegation. I heard you speak a lot about the role of councillors, and it's not specific about any councillor, it's about the role. You didn't speak at all about the role of the mayor, and this report recommends a 10% increase to the role of the mayor, which I will speak to when I have an opportunity. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, the mayor, we only have one mayor, and 10% to me is above the cost of living, but it's not really that unreasonable. But as far as council itself, is a 25% increase and then a 33% increase. That sort of riled me up a little bit when I saw that. The other thing as well is that if you go ahead with this increase, in the next 4 years, City Council will be paying, the taxpayer will be paying $3,370,464. The combined 12 members of council for the next 4 years, the next term, that's the amount of money that we're paying. Again, council does great work. And I know they're putting in more hours now than they have in the past, and that's all positive. But a 33% increase, just to give you one picture, visualize, we're talking 33% increase. Last week, a few feet away, we had people in the lobby that were sleeping on the floor and on benches. And yet we're here discussing on recommendation of keeping up with other municipalities that I just cannot put the two together. I'm struggling with that, and I would love, personally to be able to talk with every one of you individually to sit down and discuss, and maybe you could give me some insight about why, but right now, I don't see it.
Okay, thank you.